Oh no, what is that? That is engine oil, and that is a pretty bad leak. I was just driving the Taurus home and I started to smell oil burning, and that's what I just found. Great. I did pull over and check the oil, and the oil level is good, but we have a bad leak. You guys see that corrugated tube? That's the turbo oil feed line. Some of you EcoBoost guys told me about this, that they do fail, well, along with about 14 other things on these cars, but it looks like mine's failed, and I should probably turn this engine off. There we go. I actually started smelling this like 15 miles away from home, and I pulled over like 3 times to check the oil. We're still good, thank goodness. You're gonna be okay, EcoBoost, I can fix you. Oh, but you wanna see something else that's leaking? Right here, transmission fluid leaking from the new PTU. So these two are sealed, the PTU to the transmission, and there's a seal right there that's failed. I put the cheapest PTU in this car that I could find, and it sounds great, it works great, but apparently they use really cheap seals. So I guess while we're in there, we should replace that. And speaking of while they're in there, do you know that you gotta take the turbos off to replace the oil feeds? So if the turbos are off, what could we possibly do? I don't know. All right, I couldn't wait to find out, so I took the DeLorean into the future, and apparently I replaced the turbochargers on the Taurus with much larger turbochargers that make a ton more power, and then I give the whole car away with a lifetime guarantee. So hopefully that doesn't turn out to bite me, but it shouldn't because of everything that I fixed on this thing in the past. Almost immediately after buying the Taurus, it started to break. First, it was a flashing check engine light, and luckily it was just really old and cracked spark plugs. I went ahead and cleaned up the intake valves while I was in there, and after that, I replaced the worn out tires and made the blow-off valves sound like this. Yes! Now, since the intake was sounding cool, I had to replace the entire exhaust system, including the downpipes for more power. After a retune, the Taurus was moving, but I had to take it to the next level, so I installed a larger intercooler, a larger high-pressure fuel pump, and I took care of the failed transfer case with a new one that apparently leaks. So everything I'm about to do is a little bit crazy, but I have to do it now because you can't mess with the space-time continuum. So let's go find out how hard it is to replace EcoBoost turbos, and maybe I should have just asked future Alex, who already did it. All right, the first step for replacing the turbochargers on this car is to remove the downpipes. These are aftermarket downpipes. You guys have seen me kind of take these, I don't know, a few times at this point, but we have disconnected all of the O2 sensor connections. There are 4 factory widebands, look at that. And these are 3-bolt flanges with 15mm nuts, so we'll get our extension on. And then we're gonna break these free by hand. First, look at that. Been on and off a few times now, so it's kind of easy. Once they're loose, you can hit them with the gun. All right, first nut, we're good. All right, the only one that's kind of a pain in the butt is the nut right there. You can kind of see it. Oil filter kind of has to come out for this. So we're gonna lose a little bit of oil, but no biggie. All right, there we go. So much better with this out of the way. Perfect. Oh, and you gotta take out the wideband O2 sensor because you can't even see the nut behind it. All right. And did you know every O2 sensor's a 22 mil? All right, there it is. Probably can't say every O2 sensor. There's probably some weird car out there. Someone's commenting, my 1978 and a half MG coupe has a 21 mil or something weird, but everyone I've ever seen is a 22 millimeter. Oh, and comment down below if you guys have been around since the early days here at the original Legit Street Quarters. I filmed the first 5 years of my YouTube channel out of my home garage, and it's good to be back. Well, I mean, I'm kind of here all the time, but you know what I mean. All right, that's it. We got 3 nuts off the flange. Once you remove the 3 bolts from each flange, you just have 2 for the back. I mean, it's almost like this stuff is brand new. Now we can just simply pull this down and out and a boot. Get out, get out of here. That's if you're from Minnesota and then you move to New York City. Ah, there we go. All right, 1 downpipe is out. It's easier for the other downpipe to remove the wheel, and we gotta take this off anyway to remove the axle, which needs to come out. 20-inch rim coming off. Got all new brakes, all new tires on this thing. It's almost ready for Papa D. It just can't be, you know, losing oil. And trans fluid. All right, got those 3 flange bolts out. Very, very easy. Just a little shimmy sham. I'm really good at the shimmy. It's just the sham that I struggle with sometimes. You guys struggle with the shimmy or the sham? Which one? Both, maybe? If you struggle with both, you're you're in bad shape. Can't help you there. Yeah, that did it. Oh, okay. Shimmied and shammed. All right, we have an axle that needs to come out. Gigantic axle nut. Yeah, a couple of these. World's smallest hammer. Oh, still does the job. Whew, all right. Brought the big stuff to work, you know. All right, now we'll be able to pull this back and slide our axle out, like so. There she is. Now on the passenger side, there is a center support bearing held in with 2 13s. It's because this axle is really long. There we go. And then we could just pull this thing out. We're gonna lose a little bit more trans fluid. There we go. Okay, yeah, kind of a lot of trans fluid actually. So here's our trans fluid coming out. That's where the leak was. And there's a seal in there. You can kind of see it, it's pinkish. And I believe that's what's leaking. But we'll get to that soon. First, I want to get these turbos out. And we can see what the problem is with these lines. Supposedly the rear turbo is the one that's affected most, but see all the rust? That's why it's leaking. I have to say though, this flapper is nice and solid. This has an internal wastegate. And on some cars, a lot of European cars like BMWs and stuff, this will rattle. This turbo is actually in really nice condition. No shaft play whatsoever. I could totally just replace like the $30 oil line and call it a day, but we don't do that, do we? All right, we're gonna get some penetrating oil on pretty much everything we can. There's definitely tight quarters. That's the only flange bolt that I can actually see. All right, guys, this job, honestly, it sucks. I'm hoping we can shed some light on the situation by attacking this front turbo first, but you can't see any of the mounting hardware without taking this heat shield off. And the other one's down there. Good luck with that. Oh wait, I'm the one working on it. Great. All right, I'm just gonna spray stuff back there and try and loosen it up. I think I got it. Hang on, I'm swinging by the shop real quick to grab some tools that I forgot. The turbo feed is like a T45 or T50 or something, so here we go. I also gotta grab some Release Ultra concentrate. That's the amazing all-surface cleaner that I show you guys every so often. I use it on everything at the shop, at my house. It's made in Wisconsin, and by far the best way to buy this is the concentrate. So 1 gallon of the concentrate will make about 80 32-ounce bottles for only around $1 each. So you can keep refilling this at $1 each. That's by far the best deal in all surface cleaners ever, and the stuff simply just works. Check out the nasty fender liner on my Camaro. Spray it down, a little brush action here. Give it a wipe, let it dry, and we went from this to this in just a few seconds. Release has been my go-to for cleaning up car parts in the shop. And if you spray it on and let it sit for about a minute, it pretty much does all the work for you. And we just wipe it away with just a little wipe. There you go. Nasty oily mess on your table, release it. She gone. I use this to clean up the shop floor as well. They sell this pumper. It's so nice. Look at that. Degreased, not slippery. Clean. It's safe on everything too, aluminum, paint, glass, rubber. You can even use it on your airplane. The uses for Release are seriously endless. At the house, I use this to clean up my nasty grill. You can use it on your kitchen cabinets. You can use it on your oven. Your wife will absolutely love this stuff. I mean, how often can you buy something that's good for your car and your shop and that your wife likes? You guys can bond over Release, and you really can't say that with a $10,000 credit card bill for a turbo kit that you just bought. She might not like that. Or maybe she does, I don't know. I've been using Release for over a year now. I get emails from you guys saying how well this works and how happy you are to buy something that's made right here in the USA. So check them out. There's gonna be a link down below. And if you use code LEGIT, that's gonna save you 10% off. And there's free shipping for orders over $75 in the lower 48. So definitely take advantage. You guys are going to love this stuff. And let's continue on with the show. All right, hang on. I really want to get some penetrating oil on there because if that line rusted, who knows what the heat shield's like. Let's take the strut tower brace off. There we go. We're gonna have to take the intake tube off with the blow-up valves. So let's just do that now. Pull that off, lift that up. There we go. All right, hopefully that makes some room. Little pile of parts there. Here's what we're working with, people. There are the heat shield bolts that I want to get loose. There's 2 there, and there's 1 somewhere in the abyss. Lots of lines, lots of hoses. I pulled one off for the wastegate already. No room, like at all. Now let's spray these guys if I can aim. There we go. Cool. Yeah, I'm sure those will come right off. Make even more room by removing this gigantic conglomeration of vacuum lines. Yeah. The EcoBoost engine's kind of difficult to work on, little complicated, not gonna lie. Probably not the best car to give a lifetime warranty to, but here we are. All right, I'm just taking tubes galore out of here. I mean, at least in theory, everything's kind of jammed. Get out. All right, there we go. So this is the one that goes to the front turbo. Let's see how big this pile's gonna get. All right, I've loosened up the clamp for this tube going to the inlet of the turbo in the back, so that's coming out. Okay, cool. Not too bad. All right, guys, here we go. Is this gonna strip? Are they all gonna strip? I don't know. I can tell you this much, I have like no room to do anything. Did it turn? Oh, it's turning. No way. That could also be braking, but it's turning. Oh, come on, baby. It's turning. 1 out of 6. Yeah. Woo. Okay. I think I got it. Oh, did I get it? I got it. 1 out of 6, just for the heat shields. There's 3 more that actually hold the turbo to the manifold, so yay. I gotta believe this. There's 2 more hiding on just the back shield that, like, I can't even show you. They are buried. That's great. The front looks like it has 3. Let's do those. I mean, these look much easier. 1, 2, and then 3's down there. Okay, it's turning. Yeah, that's good. That's good, I think. It's turning. Is this one gonna go? Yes, kind of. It's turning. Yeah, that might break. Oh, guys, this job stinks. All right, okay. I was gonna pull that out up top, but goodbye. The bolts are a pain to get to, but apparently the heat shield just falls right off. Ah, and there we go. There is our 3-bolt flange right there for the turbocharger under the heat shield. Definitely gonna spray this down. All right, I'm gonna go attack those 2 other bolts that I literally cannot show you. I can't even see them. Hopefully that heat shield comes right off. Oh, I just found another heat shield bolt, and there's one behind our bad oil line. Oh, come on, there's another one. Guys, there's like 48 heat shield bolts for the rear. The front had 3, and it took 2 seconds to take them off. That's ridiculous. That's one of those situations where, like, the engineer got ripped off or something by a mechanic and was like, you think you're slick? Hold my cold pop. I'm gonna design the heat shield on the back turbo out of an EcoBoost Taurus, just to get back at all you mechanics. I'm gonna try and get this line out. There's this little clip thing right here. We'll just drop that to the ground. It's good. And then I think this line just pulls right out. I got the new one from Ford. Yeah, that's it. Should pull out. Well, hang on. I'm learning from the front turbo because everything is so much easier to get to. It looks like we have to turn this and thread it off of the cylinder head. Okay. Yeah, that looks doable. Totally doable back there. Yeah. All right, so this threads out, and then there's a Torx right there. Let's just get that out. All right, loosen up the Torx. We should be able to get this oil line out. There we go. Okay, so this isn't the bad one. This one's fine. I'm gonna replace it while we're in there, and if you guys think I'm already bad with while you're in theirs, yeah, when I'm giving away a car with a lifetime warranty that I have to fix parts and labor for the rest of my life, I'm gonna do even more while you're in theirs. Check this out. If you use one of these tools for a fuel rail to get the line off, oh, okay, you can take that off. And you can see those little fingers in there, and there is a seal here as well. Man, I don't know about you, but especially that back one, I'm gonna order that from Ford so we have new seals, because we're not taking the turbo off again because we have another oil leak. I used the tool to undo the clip, so this should slide out like that, and that just gives us a little bit more room for the awesome, heat shield bolts that are all over the place. You guys wanna see something funny? Look, I got a heat shield out from back here, and didn't realize there are 2 pieces. That one did not need to be removed at all. Yeah, this is the one we need to take out, and there I bent it a little bit because there's one bolt back there that just keeps spinning. Need to get it out of the way. See, we need to get to those. All right, guys, I was able to get the stubborn one out. Now, can we get this thing out? Jeez, this might help us out. There are 2 10s that hold this thing in, and we can get it out. This is to help pull the engine out, which honestly, I'm starting to think might have been a good idea for this. Now we got a lot more room. This should come right out. No problem at all. Oh my gosh, lots of problems. Oh, come on. There's just nowhere to go. It's all your fault, Ford. Oh, there, that's it. Whew, get out of here. All right, so this is the one I couldn't get out. It just kept spinning, but it just attaches these 2 together, which is probably why it was a pain in the butt to remove. But anyway, it's gone. And this pile is It's getting kind of big. Hey, speaking of piles, real quick, see all of these Nerf guns right here? There's like, I don't know, 40 of them in there. I was gonna buy my kid one Nerf gun at Target for like 35 bucks, and I'm like, let me see what Facebook Marketplace has to offer. I got all of those for $25, and they all work. They have like D batteries in a lot of them. It's awesome. So we're having a big Nerf battle in the backyard coming soon. There are the 3 bolts that we need to get to. I don't know where I'm spraying. I can't see it. There we go. All right, we're gonna spray some stuff here. There we go, super nice and neat. Penetrate through the top of the bolt? Yeah, that works. I did drain coolant because these turbos are coolant fed, but just in case we have some left over, I have blocked the feed and return to the turbo. So there are 2 bolts right here to these metal lines that go to those hoses, and we need to loosen them. And I got the totally wrong wrench. Yeah. Oh, I heard a crack. Come on. Please. Oh, this is what you call a knuckle buster, guys. That thing is gonna break loose and my knuckles are going bye-bye. Let me know if that's ever happened to you. Goodbye, knuckles. It's been fun. All right, guys. I'm gonna try to not destroy my knuckles. I mean, the gloves are destroyed, but I just lifted the car. I could pull down on this. Still really hard. Oh my gosh. The banjo bolts for the coolant lines are very, very tight. This is crazy. All right, got a longer wrench on here for some more leverage. Okay, there we go. Leverage for the win. Yay, that's the bottom one, and we're already dripping coolant. Awesome. Really leaking a lot of coolant. All right, we lost a little, but got the bolts out, and they use this double seal too. We're gonna get to the 3 flange bolts from the top, but we have these for the return, and this is for the oil return, and I'm just gonna go ahead and drop that one on the ground. It fell in a rag. All right, there we go. The rag makes everything silent. That's nice and loose. Now all that's left for the super easy one are the 3 bolts. Hopefully those, you know, break free. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, that was not my bone breaking. That was a bolt. Woo! Okay, that was one. Hey, I like that little warning it gives you. Oh, did I just break my socket? Oh yeah. Yeah, and I dropped my ratchet. Wow, okay, so did I even spin that? This is great. Look at that, wow. That's pretty impressive. I guess I'll have to call the Snap-on guy. My Deep 13 is like at least 15 years old. Let's see what this does. Come on, Deep 13, avenge your shallow-minded brother. Okay. Oh, are you serious? That did not just break. Oh my gosh, it broke. This is crazy. Guys, this is crazy, seriously. What in the world? Look at that. This one broke too. That means I haven't broken anything loose. I've just broken a couple sockets. That never happened to me before, 2 sockets in a row. And of course my impact sockets are not here. Oh, actually I have 1/2-inch ones. We got 1/2-inch on chrome extensions. This should work. Okay, oh, that first one, that did actually loosen up. Okay, well that's cool. Did the second one actually loosen up? No, not at all. Okay, here we go. Okay, that loosened up. We could not have broken this black impact socket, so that's good. Let's move on to the 3rd and final frontier. I don't know. There we go. That's on nice and nice. Yeah, it's fun. Yes. Ah. Ooh. I got a 3/8 Craftsman 13 that we can use on the gun and a super long extension. Now that these are loose. Okay, last one, but I think the turbo's gonna fall. Yeah, the turbo's gonna fall. Let me get a hand on it. Yeah, it's not going anywhere. I forgot that air intake tube. That's actually kind of nice because we can do that from the bottom, so we'll take these bolts out. All right, they survived. And we'll just put these right here next to the 2 sockets that they destroyed. Hey, remember when we totally broke you? And then we broke your older, taller brother? Shut up, bolts. Yeah, we'll be back. We got a lifetime warranty. I think the fumes are getting to me. What fumes, you may ask? None. There's no fumes in here. So it's just me. This hose is coming off. And what else do we have here? We just have a loose turbo. We should be good. Oh, did I forget? I had to get it around the oil return. Looks like it might come out now. Yes, yes, yes. We got one perfectly good turbo out to replace. Where are they? Haha, with more, better, that's not a word, perfectly good turbos. These are the ones from Gearhead Tuning. They tune this car, and these things are awesome. We should be able to put down about 500 all-wheel horsepower with these versus like, you know, maybe about 415, 420 with these. So big increase. That's gonna be very needed for my, 70-something-year-old father-in-law. Getting these coolant lines is a total nightmare in the back, so I took out 3 bolts for this heat shield for the electric power steering rack. And it should give me a little bit more room now. I already broke it loose, so that's good. Got the coolant lines loose. We just have the oil return again. Oh, that one's just gonna hang out, I guess. Oh, she gone. I'm gonna venture to say this oil return is gonna get in our way, so we'll take it out. It just has 2 O-rings right into the block. This is the bracket for the center support bearing. It's just 2 bolts. That looks like it'll get in the way too. All right, guys, I have the Impact 13 on one of the rear flange bolts. Let's see what we can do here. That's good. I like it. This one's on a nice little head stripping angle. That's awesome. Yes. Ah, hit my funny bone. And this ain't funny. Okay, last one. It's gonna be fine. Knock on something. Oh, come on. Ah, yes. Oh gosh, thank you, Ford EcoBoost God, for, I don't know what I'm saying. This cowl gets in the way. Okay, that's 3, it's loose. Whew. All right, let's pull this bad boy out. Oh, turbo did fall. Oops. Ow. Oh man, did any of you guys see that? My socket was like about to make a connection here with a negative post on the battery. That's not safe. All right, let's pull this bad boy out. Oh man, look at this. I got pretty lucky there. It was about to fall. Well, I guess not really. It's being held in by Ford stuff. Oh, there we go. It was the coolant line that held us. Sweet. All right, moved it over. Here's one of the seals. And now this thing should come out pretty easily. There we go. Oh, the rear turbo is out. Oh. And here's our leaking oil line. And it is supposedly impossible to get this bolt out with the turbo in. I mean, I could see that. I'm sure it could be finagled though, but bigger turbos. I'll drop a link down below, but what's cool about these Gearhead turbos is that it uses the exact same housing so that this will just bolt right up real nice and easy. Well, not easy, this job stinks, but with no modifications to the car. And we have a larger billet compressor wheel. You can kind of see the size difference there. And same with the turbine wheel, you can see the difference with that. So this housing has been modified to accept the bigger wheel. It's gonna flow more exhaust, less back pressure. The air is just gonna suck in here like crazy, go out this tube, and create all sorts of efficient boost pressure. So we are raising the boost a little bit in the tune, but it's mostly in the efficiency of the turbo that we're gonna gain all of the power, and we might hear some cool turbo-y noises because this car doesn't really make a lot of those. So my gloves long left the chat, but luckily I have my LegitStreetCars shop wipes here at my garage. These things are absolutely amazing. This is a worst case scenario with very thick grease and dirt on my hands, and the wipes just wipe them clean in a few seconds. They're great if you guys don't have running water in your garage. This is a perfect solution. I mean, look at that. So clean. And then when you're done, you can use them to clean off all of your tools. You can clean up your workstation and then just simply throw them in the garbage. I'll leave a link down below to LegitStreetCars.com. We fulfill everything in-house. And you know what? I'm gonna do 15% off for like the next 3 days. So take advantage, these things rock. With the rear turbo out of the way, I want to attack this leaking seal. And this is a cover we need to pop out. Pop out. There we go. Okay. All right, so cover's out. Of course, Ford had to make this complicated, so there's like a few seals in here. We have this, I don't know what this is, some kind of black spacer. All right, getting this seal out is a beast. Had to kind of pry up on the bottom. Almost. There we go. Whew, that's gone, and okay, so that is gear oil right there. So this is the seal for gear oil. Wow, that's interesting. This PTU is, it's crazy. Now the seal that I want to replace is that red one in there. That is what seals the transmission fluid around the axle so it doesn't come out. And Ford, of course, knew that this was going to be an issue. They sell an entire kit. It's an install kit with all 3 of these, or 4. This is a tool. I'm gonna try and, pulling part of the seal out. There's the spring right here. Okay, the seal is coming out really easy. Could be the issue. I will say this, there is a massive difference in the construction of the seal. This is a metal seal all the way around, and this is not. So yeah, hopefully Ford got this right and they just used a cheap seal. There's a special Ford tool for the seal, but we're gonna use a 29mm socket, and we're gonna use the old seal as well, kind of as a sacrificial layer, and we're gonna tap it in like this. So first we're just gonna slide this in as much as we can, which isn't far. We'll use the socket to help out. This should go in a little bit. So I straightened the seal out. Now we're gonna use our old seal and our socket, like so. And some love taps. And you can see the seal is starting to go back in. It's in there tight already. It needs to go way further in though. It's moving. Moving on in. Now that this has started, we're up in the hammer game here. Oh yeah, now it's really driving it in nicely. I'll take our tool out. There she is, our new Ford seal installed in the PTU. Now we have some more parts to this. And no, I totally did not buy this off Amazon for $629.99 plus shipping. So as of right now, if this seal fixes it, hopefully it does, I would not recommend getting the cheap Chinese PTU off of Amazon, because if you weren't doing this job yourself and you had to pay a shop right now to go do this job, you'd be pretty close to just buying the one from Ford. So I said in that video, this is just an experiment. I wanna see how long this lasts. If it works, it could save you guys money. If it doesn't, it won't save you money. Next up is this gigantic seal, and you can see here that the Ford one has this ring of, it's like wax. It's weird, it's not RTV. This did have it, but it smushes out when you install it. And then something else that is different here is this is a spacer, and the one that was in this cheap PTU is like this, and this one is hard plastic. I don't know if this is gonna make any difference, but it gives me a little bit more confidence that I won't be covering this under the lifetime warranty in the near future. Fingers crossed. So we'll pop this seal in here. It does recess in just a little, and I just wanna make sure the seal is over this. Yeah, there we go. Okay, perfect. Before you start beating on it, make sure it's centered. We have our seal driver tool and our hammer. Oh, it's going in nice. Okay, that is bottomed out. So what I ended up doing here is taking the old seal, flipping it, because we needed to get over this. And then I just used our seal driver, just this part of it over, and it is nice and even all the way around. So this rubber spacer thing is interesting because this is the intermediate shaft support spacer. And this one goes in, you know, easily. It's very, very flimsy in there, where our Ford one, which is like hard plastic, we actually have to use a socket and push it in. And so what this does is once you slide the axle in, this is a support. It's supposed to fit nicely in here and hold the axle. So if we have a really flimsy one in there, the axle is gonna move and it's gonna mess up that seal and start to leak. That's just my theory, but it makes a lot of sense. So let's install this intermediate shaft spacer slash holder with a couple love taps. There we go. Just enough to seat right in front of that seal. And now it's gonna hold it at the exact angle that it needs to be, nice and straight. The next step is a little weird, but according to Ford, we have to heat this part up to 200 to 212 degrees. And so I'm using my wife's hair dryer. Just kidding, this is the shop hair dryer. Was my wife's hair dryer many years ago. I don't really know why we're heating this up. It was very difficult to take out. Heating up is obviously going to expand it. So I don't know, but we're just gonna follow the Ford instructions. Ford knows best. I mean, they did, you know, invent the PTU on this car and the water pump that requires the engine to come out and get completely disassembled, and the fact that you have to remove the rear turbo to replace a leaking oil line that's prone to leakage because it's all the way in the back and it collects water and salt and dirt. So they know best. We're getting there. 206. All right, 206 is good. It's a hot potato. This thing never stops leaking. All right, there's that. And I'll give it some love taps. No, that's not it at all. This is not working out. I think instead of love taps, we're gonna have to give it some hate taps. It's not nice, but it's what it wants. Yeah, oh, okay, I think I got it at an angle. That did it, haha. We are in, it just kind of snaps in. Yes, okay, cool, we did it, we did it. Although I won't know if this actually fixed it for many, many more hours because we have to, you know, wrap up all the turbo stuff first and get an axle in there, but that's done. Now something I want to do because, you know, while we're in here and lifetime guarantee is replace this center support bearing on this axle. I don't think this is bad, but I'm gonna be fixing this thing for the rest of my life, so while we're here, okay. Yeah, this is just a little snap ring. It's really easy to do if you have it apart. Cool. All that's holding this in is this little snap ring right here. So then we'll line up the splines and slide it right in. That's it. That's done. Although we don't need this yet because we have to put turbos in. Before this rear turbo goes in, I want to replace this oil fitting. It has the seals in it. All right, there's that. And you can see the rubber O-rings in there, just waiting to fail. So I bought 2 new fittings from Ford. Here is one of them. Comes with this little cap. And I'll just pop that out. New seals, yay! Factory sealant on the threads, yay! new fitting going in. Definitely be careful doing this. Don't cross thread it into your engine block. Okay, there, we're looking good. We're looking good. I tighten up the oil fitting and now we have a brand new turbo gasket. And I like these because they do their part on the job. They hold themselves in with these tabs. Thank you. With all that disassembly, it's time to actually fix the issue with this car, which is this line right here. So we have our brand new one from the Ford dealership, definitely not messing around here. And they come with new washers, and then we're just gonna thread it on in. Okay, there we are. It's threading. We have a little bit of movement here, but I think we can eyeball it. Right about there is where it needs to be. Click. All right, cool. I did install some new studs also from the Ford dealership, and this thing's ready to go. I took a little break from this job, so it's been a couple weeks, and I had accidentally put the studs on the wrong side. So that's fixed. Studs for the downpipe, bolts for the turbo ski. Let's get this thing in there. All right, let's see if I remember how I finagled this thing out. And we'll see how we can finagle it in. Finagle, get in there. Oh, there we go. I think I have to hold it there and then move these coolant tubes over. Oh, that feels closer. Yes. Am I on the flange? I think so. I gotta get one bolt in from the top and start it just to hold this thing. Oh my gosh. Lots of shoulder pain going on right now. Taking a break. I'm at least giving this shoulder a break. The other shoulder is making up for it. Sorry. Sorry, dude. Oh, is it threading? Oh my God. You'll be okay. Yeah, that's threaded. Whew, okay. Cool, okay, I'm gonna do the other ones, you know, from the top. Started everything by hand. And we'll zip it in. Oh, we have one of two turbos officially bolted on the engine. This is awesome. My father-in-law totally needs like 500 all-wheel horsepower. This one's at a little bit of a weird angle. Okay, give that one last hand tighten and then we'll hook up some coolant tubes. I've tightened up the coolant banjo bolts. We have new seals in there too. These are a pain to get to back here. Next we have our center support bearing bracket, which just screws into the block. And there's a super long bolt on the bottom. I'm using the very first ratcheting wrenches ever made. There's like 2 teeth on this thing. Still kicking. Check it out. Craftsman, made in the USA. I think I got these at a garage sale for like a few bucks for the whole set. Many, many years ago when I had absolutely no money for tools. That's what you gotta do sometimes, guys. If you're starting off, used tools are the way to go. And Craftsman had the lifetime warranty. I don't know if they still do, but if there was anything wrong with them, you could just bring them to Sears. Is Sears still around? I don't even know. Before we get too crazy here, I should probably plug in the feed for the rear turbo. There we go. Once we hear that click, we should be good. Let's push past the seals, it's not coming out. And then they give you this guy right here for extra security. There we go, that clicks in like that. Now this line can definitely not come out. We're good. I'm gonna install new oil drains while we're in there, and I don't have my Mercedes-Benz sunroof grease here, so I'm just using something else. I'm totally cheating on it right now. And without the Mercedes sunroof grease, there's no way this is gonna even seal at all. Try it anyway. So this has 2 seals. That's either a good thing because it'll never leak or a bad thing because Ford was band-aiding, you know, an issue. I don't know. It slides right in though. And then this has a new gasket. And we line this up at the holes like that. And we have 2 8s that we're gonna thread in. There's one. All right, we're about to put the next turbo in. And this is sometimes rare, but how we have to work on the road, basically. Max editing a video that's actually coming out today, which is the past for you guys seeing this video because this one's coming out after that one. But yeah, I'm doing work and then watching the final edit and making cuts and whatnot, editing stuff. So anyway, turbo time. I pulled the oil drain, so it's leaking a little bit. That's fine. It's gonna make it so much easier for us to get this guy in. This one is just generally the easier turbo to do. Like, bam, it's pretty much in. Just kidding. It was right there. And then, of course, we gotta start a bolt from the top. But I wanna stop this leak, so we'll use a little bit of this oil in the seals, because that makes sense, because it's totally not just coming out anyway. Just gonna plug this up right now. There we go. No more oil leak. Yay, that one actually goes into the oil pan. The front/easy turbo is bolted in, and now we have also the easy heat shield. Everything over here is much easier than, yeah. Okay, oh my gosh, okay. I dropped it. Yes, I did. Okay, didn't drop it that time, yeah. All right, Cool. It's shielding all of the heat. We're moving along. I have this shield back. All of the oil feed, drains, and coolant tubes and all that is done. This heat shield is tightened up, and you guys can't see much of it, but this one is on too. Those pain in the butt heat shields are done. Now I can start hooking up tubes. So before we go up, we have this one on the bottom. We can slide right over. Get on. That's on. I'll tighten up this clamp. It's time for this now. I don't really remember exactly where these go. It's somewhere it's like that. But if I remember correctly, this goes in here. Yep, ends up somewhere over there. This also goes there. Oh, this one goes first. Okay. So we go this, no, hang on. Let me get up in here. You guys probably know better than me, having watched the video continuously. It's been a couple weeks for me. I don't remember. Yeah, this one goes right here on the old turb ski. Who invented the term turb ski? Was it straight up Cletus McFarland, or did he take it from someone else? What's the origin? I don't know. Ugh, there we go. Maybe it was just Polish people? And then we can take off our clamps for the coolant hoses since all that stuff is hooked up again. And now this guy goes in here. Deep in here. Oh my gosh. Get in there. Intake tubing is mostly done. We have some stuff to do, like vacuum lines like this. Plug that in. The electronic blow-off valves need to get plugged in like that. And then our pile is getting really, really small. We have some PCV stuff. So this one snakes in over yonder. A couple of clicks. And this is where that connector goes. Right there, right there. It's EcoBoost Legos at this point.
And actually, we have to remove this air box in order to fill the transmission. Still got to get an axle in there, but we're up here, so we'll get prepared. We have our K&N air filter. I have to remove our ram air induction. Okay.
I want to get the axle in right now, so we're going to pull this out, and this slides in like that. I'm resting it there so it kind of holds itself. So basically this is protecting the seal when we slide the axle in. Now we can slide in our new axle with the center support bearing facing that way. And we'll go right through the tool. This guy goes in quite a bit. I think now we pull it out. Okay, that's why they give you this long handle so you can kind of pull it and then push the thing in all the way. Man, I hope that fixes the seal. We'll go back together with this though. Get our axle back in the hub. This is some beefy stuff right here. This spindle is mean. There we go. Biggest bolts ever. Before we hit that one in all the way, we'll get the bottom one in too. Can we draw it in? Aha! It did it! I don't have my half-inch gun, so this is working. I'm using a little bit of Loctite on the axle nut. And with that tight, we just have our two nuts for the center support bearing. There we go. Axle's done. Before we get the exhaust back together, I just want to make sure that we don't have a transmission leak. And what's nice is you just fill it from up top. And Ford even gives you a dipstick. It's really cool. It's been about 10 minutes, no sign of leakage from here with the transmission fluid in. Before it would just leak with the car sitting here. We will have to check the final transmission fluid level with it running though, but so far so good. Downpipes going back in. Kind of don't remember how these go back in, to be honest with you. Kind of just spinning around in circles right now. It's gonna go in this way. Ah, the old snakearoo. There we go. Come on. Okay, that's it. I need a break. Whew. That's enough. Let's see what I'm doing here. Oh, we got one in. Are we in? You guys can see better than me. All right, got it in there mostly. We'll draw it in a little with the nut. There we go. Beautiful. Downpipe number 2 going in. I removed the O2 sensor and the oil filter again. This one should be much easier than the other one. Should be. Keyword. Oh, much easier. Factory wideband O2 sensor going in. Alex torque. Click. Click. We have our downstream O2 to plug in like that. Exhaust is done. We are almost there. Factory strut tower brace going on. Not sure if this is a SHO only piece. Do the regular Tauruses get this? I don't know. Need extra good handling in the old show. It's a showdown. Our struts are braced. I drained a little bit of coolant into a milk jug, so we'll replace that coolant now. That was just because I was doing the turbos. I ended up blocking up the hoses anyway, so it didn't really make a big difference. There's your coolant back. So I went inside it to grab my key, and I accidentally grabbed my McLaren key because the Ford and McLaren key are pretty much the same, but Ford is bigger. You got nothing on me, McLaren. Cheerio. Hello, Taurus. It's been a while. She runs. Sounding good. Sounds normal. No different than before. No ticking, no nothing. No smoke out the back. We are looking good. The show is back. Little oil burning off there from touching everything, but that's okay. All right, I'm gonna roll some gears. We'll lift it up, check fluid and all that good stuff. I've had it running for about 10 minutes. Everything looks good. And most importantly, that is bone dry. So I think we fixed our leak there with the Ford seal, and she's running good. Everything dry, everything okay? Everything's okay. Let's go for a ride. Can't go too nuts. We're just going for a little test drive. I gotta upload the tune. Ooh. Wow. I mean, I haven't driven this in a little while, but I can tell like right off the bat, these turbos just like kick in right away. That's crazy. Like this thing always required a lot of throttle, you know, and then they would spool up and it was fast, but that's cool. We're filming by my house in Chicago, so there's a lot of traffic. Oh man, guys, this thing is gonna rip. In the last video, I think we did 0 to 60 in like 4.5. 4.30. My goal is 3 seconds. I don't know if that's possible. It's the next day. I'm back at the shop. I drove this about 50 miles. Everything is perfect. So it's time to upload our tune from Gearhead for the larger turbos. And we have the bigger pump, aftermarket intercooler, downpipes. We're running E40 fuel. We've done a lot to this thing. And so I uploaded the tune to my SCT flasher. This is it. All right, here we go. She's tuning. Oh, we're almost there. We're almost there. Oh, we got the Ford logos back. Yes. All right, so with the new tune, it takes a little bit of a time to adjust for the octane. So it's not max boost right now, but man, it feels like max boost. I gotta log and see where we're at. Wow, this feels great. All right, let's see, what is boost right now? Woo! All right, we're hitting about 17 peak. I gotta call Gearhead. I think that's about right. I don't know if we're shooting for anything more than that. We actually don't need as much boost with the more efficient turbos, so it's kind of nice. It's safer.
All right, I'm filling up with about 3 gallons of corn. Did it always say minimum 51% ethanol? That stinks. It's like you don't know what you get unless you test it.
All right, full tank of gas, E30 mix. All right, I'm gonna get Matt, the tuner, a log right now. Here we go. Huh. Something doesn't feel right there at all. It wasn't that fast. All right, well, we're at Cannonball, so we can fix the car here. Look at the Beretta. Look at the Beretta. If you guys saw my last Oldsmobile video, you know about the Beretta. Something had to have blown it off. Of course, you can't see a whole lot with the cover. All right. So the wastegate hoses, I mean, I definitely put them on. There's one there, there's one there. Obviously, you can't see that, but you can see this. Look, right here. That blew off. And from the factory, there is no clamp here. Okay, well that's weird because this is the boost controller and that has little clamps everywhere but literally right here. That is dumb. All right, hang on. I got an idea. I brought a bag of tools, just kind of threw together a bunch of miscellaneous stuff. You know you gotta have zip ties. All right, in a pinch, a zip tie is a great hose clamp. There we go. Better than factory. All right, let's try this again. Boost! Okay, there we go. This thing is quick, guys. Oh man. Woo! These brakes they're cooking, but they're working good. All right, here we go. Cannonball Garage Dyno. They usually have McLarens, GTRs, Porsches on here. Today we got a Taurus. Here we go. We're gonna log some data. All right, so I've hit record here. We're gonna take the brake off, and I have the paddle shifters, so we're gonna do this run in 4th gear. Here we go. All right. Felt good. All right, well, I messed up the dyno operation. I hit the button, it didn't turn green right away, so I hit it again, so I kind of like started and stopped the run. But I think for a base tune, we'll probably have enough data to send back to Matt. I just started the run late, basically, is what happened. So anyway, it made 395 horsepower and 438 foot-pounds of torque. Matt made some revisions to the tune. I just zipped that into the car. We'll let it cool down for 10 minutes and then go for another run. Big gain, big gain. Well, Matt said we'd gain about 50 horsepower with that new tune, and we did. Look at that. We did 450 wheel, 472 foot-pounds of torque. That is a big increase right there. Let's take a look at the log. I'm looking over the log right now on the computer, and I sent this over to Matt at Gearhead, so he's looking at it. Here's our boost. It's at 16. It's pretty much at 16 throughout the entire run, so that's all we're running, about 16, 17 pounds. We are seeing a little bit of knock right there, and we're running 0.82 lambda. 0.82 lambda, we're using E30. That's about 12.0 to 1 air fuel, something like that. This is such a process. I gotta start the GoPro. I got a camera back there. We got another camera. Then taking traction control off in this car is ridiculous. We have to go into driver setting, traction control off, then we get that. There's no actual button anywhere. And then I gotta back out, back into display mode to see my RPM. Then I gotta set this thing up to data log or data log. Let me know what you say. And that takes a little bit. Processing, turn on, yes, okay. Oh my God, and my mom's calling me. Hang on, Mom, I gotta run the dyno. All right, I'll call my mom back in hopefully a few seconds. She's an Italian mom, I gotta call her soon or she'll be worried about me. All right, S mode. We're gonna turn the dyno locks off, the brake, and that's it. Now I'm gonna get it up into 4th gear and we'll see what happens. How'd we do? How'd we do? All right, about the same power, 454 horsepower, 479 foot-pounds of torque. We'll send him another log and keep going. That's the wonders of tuning. All right, guys, new tune, another run. Felt all the power. Show me the way. Dude, did the same. Huh. Matt said he found a limit in the tune that he fixed, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, same power. Consistent. All right, guys, we're gonna call it here on the dyno. This should make like 490, 500 wheel, and it's just repeating right at 450. So we kind of got to go back to the drawing board on that. It could be spark blowout. The car runs beautifully though, but the graph is a little choppy. I don't have any time left here on the dyno, so 450 all wheel is still pretty good. A lot of dynos can also read differently, and we're right there, you know, within 10% of what it should make. But the important part is how it feels. And the trans is spot on, guys. This thing is fast. Check out the RPM on this launch. Boost! Oh, good shifts. Woo! That was 60. Oh man, I wish I had my little draggy. That is quick. We're definitely gonna get it. The surprise for Papa D is tomorrow morning, so you know we're gonna get some of his launches and we're gonna test 0 to 60. It's gonna be an awesome day. All right, guys, it's the next morning. Papa D is almost here. The SHO is here. I was just cleaning up the interior a little. And check this out. We have the lifetime warranty for Papa D. The date's irrelevant because it's forever. Max made this on the computer yesterday. It's perfect. Oh, check it out. I kind of matched the olds. I'm gonna put this right here, kind of have it blend in. All right, here comes my father-in-law, Papa D, in my old Chevy Volt. The first video I ever made on YouTube has the Chevy Volt in it. I'm in my Chevy Volt. This will probably be one of the most boring rides you guys ever go with me. And I sold it to him many, many years ago. And the dealer just quoted him like $5,000 for an AC compressor. It's insane. So currently this has a check engine light on and no AC. He's got a 99 Buick Regal with a blown transmission. So that's a big part of why I'm giving him this Taurus. He currently doesn't have a car that's not broken. Papa D, everybody. He's back. He was here for the first Taurus video. Helped me pick this thing up. Definitely one of my top 3 fans in the world. He watches. Better believe it. And I got to show you the newfound power of the SHO.
Okay.
You ready for this?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've been looking forward to this being completed.
Yeah, it's done. We just had it on the dyno yesterday. It did 455 all-wheel horsepower. So these came with 365 at the crank, so probably 300, you know, at the wheels. So a gain of 155 wheel horsepower. All right, Dad, so tell us about what the dealership is charging for this AC compressor check engine light thing.
Okay, $4,800.
And they're basically just saying the AC compressor is bad and that's causing the check engine light.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay. And the car probably at this point is only worth, you know, about $5,000.
Well, about a year and a half ago, they estimated the trade-in value of the car would be $7,600,
so,
which you know they were willing to pay.
Right. So now that's like $5,000. So that's what happens with these cars, especially these electric cars.
Yeah.
They're just throwaway. I mean, it's been like that for a while.
And it's too bad because really the body and everything is in really good shape.
Yes.
The interior is really clean.
My father-in-law keeps his cars like pristine. His '99 Regal looks brand new. It's awesome. But it's got
brand new.
It looks pretty good. It's got a bad transmission though. The Chevy Volt is broken down as well. So, you know,
Yeah.
it's car stuff.
Yeah, and it's you know, too bad, you know, to face that kind of expense on a car like that, you know.
Yeah.
Which is supposed to be a more economical car, right?
Right, exactly. And the Chevy Volt has been a great vehicle. I mean, I've owned, well, between the two of us, it's been in the family now for like, I don't know, 10 years.
Oh, at least, yeah.
Yeah, so I bought it brand new. It's a 2013. So yeah, about 10 years. So great car, but unfortunately, you know, the dealership is insane. But obviously, he would never get it fixed at the dealership. I would fix that for him, which I could do. I wonder how hard it is. Probably not even that hard.
I don't know if they broke down the parts and the labor in that estimate. I got a feeling they didn't.
I got my little 0 to 60 tester on the roof. It sticks on with a magnet and then communicates with the satellites.
Oh, wow.
So we can see.
You're so high tech.
Yeah. So now it's finding satellites right now, and then it'll measure our 0 to 60. Got in the mid 4s last time, so hopefully lower 4s today.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Is there enough room to really open it up at the area?
It's a designated racetrack. All right, here we go. You ready?
Yeah. Wow. Whoa.
Pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, the turbos just spool up so quickly. All right, we did 4.
I thought we were going to start flying.
We did 4.3 to 60. It's kind of a lighter launch there, I'll admit.
Yeah, but there was like a liftoff.
Oh,
you know?
Oh, yeah. I might need to stall it up just a little bit more. Oh, there we go. That's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're such a big, heavy, like, sedan.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, we got 4.2. 4.2.
Yeah.
So, okay, so 4.2. You're with me in the car whenever they do these tests. It's just one guy driving.
Yeah.
So that's like an easy 4.1. We're so close to the 3s.
Ooh.
I think this thing could do 3s. If it was like a little bit cooler out, I think we could do it.
Yeah.
You want to drive? You got to feel this turbo power.
Okay.
All right. But he's gonna drive. I think I might do it now. I don't know. Listen, I know you got the Regal, which is a very comfortable car, but isn't this so nice?
Yeah, yeah. I think this. Yeah, I like the seats because they're a little stiffer than the Regal.
Yeah, and it has the lumbar. I have the lumbar up a little bit, but they can. Papa D's not messing around.
Yeah. Wow.
What'd you think?
Yeah, I mean, I like the way it just takes off. This is great for the highway, you know?
Oh, yeah, and it never stops pulling. And it's not loud.
No.
You know?
No. So, you know, you can get by, probably.
Anyone, yeah.
Get no attention, and you just take off.
Right. Especially in this gray color, it kind of looks like a cop car. It's subtle. No one really knows what's going on. But you got, I mean, you know, 455 at the wheels. That's like well over 500 engine horsepower. So like, you know, this thing will, with all-wheel drive.
This is great.
You basically would beat like Mustangs, Camaros, Corvettes, especially off the line with this. And they'd be so mad.
Oh, yeah. This car has gotten a lot of great reviews for being a performance car. You know, a subtle, stealth-like car.
The only thing with this one is there are some reliability issues. There were quite a few things that would go wrong with this car, but luckily, right before I got it, the guy before me, who was the original owner, he had it at the dealer. He spent $3,000 on a water pump and all the timing chains and everything. And then you have obviously seen all the videos I've done with fixing the transfer case. And then you'll see even more fixing in the current video that I just got done filming, you know, the mechanical parts of a couple days ago. But I did, like I told you, new turbos, new lines. We dyno tuned it yesterday, and a whole plethora of other things. So now it's reliable and perfect.
Yeah, but will it break again?
Probably. Yeah. I mean, it is a Taurus with an EcoBoost. It'll probably break again. This would be one of those cars that, like, if you had a really long warranty, like, would be a nice car to own if you knew for sure that your parts and labor were covered for like a really long time.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's kind of like the best way to own one of these. You know?
Yeah. Those extended warranties.
But like the ones where they don't call you every day to ask if your extended warranty has expired and if you want a new one. Not those kinds. I mean one that really, like, zero deductible, drop it off, everything's covered, like a real nice warranty. Even one that's like close by in the neighbor, like the shop's close in the neighborhood, you could trust the mechanic. You know, if you could find a warranty like that, a car like this, you know, would be fantastic.
But a lot of these shops don't want to deal with those warranties.
Right? Yeah, you'd have to find the perfect shop, the perfect mechanic, the perfect warranty for, I mean, can you imagine if they had like a lifetime warranty?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be wonderful.
All right, I'll head back to the house.
Yeah, I guess so. All right.
Cool.
So, Dad, what do you think?
Oh, I thought it was quite a ride. It really takes off nice, really smooth. I felt like we were going to lift off and start flying.
Yeah.
Even though there wasn't that
V8 torque
G-force or whatever you
Yeah,
want to
right
call
off the
it.
line. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just.
But it's just, yeah, it really takes off really nice.
Yeah. Remember,
Very impressive.
Remember the whole warranty thing I was telling you about?
Yeah.
So I actually found a really good warranty for a car like this.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to show it to you.
Read it to everybody.
Oh, wow. No kidding.
It's yours!
Oh, man. Thank you.
And you get a lifetime warranty.
Oh, thank you very much. From LegitStreetCars, a lifetime warranty.
Did you see the date? The date's irrelevant because it's forever.
Yeah.
So I know your cars have been having issues for the last couple months, and I am still waiting on a transmission for his Buick Regal. If you guys missed that in one of my videos, I have one on order, but it's still not in. And then the Volt broke for $5,000.
Yeah.
But he came with me to buy this car, and every time I've given him a ride, he's always just loved it. And I'm like, this is the perfect Papa-mobile. Like, everybody in the family's like, Dad should have this. I'm like, you're right.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yes,
I
of
really
course,
appreciate it.
Hopefully there's not too many warranty claims, but you know, if there are, you know where I live.
Yeah. And we were just talking about that. He really set me up really well.
I was like, wouldn't it be great? One of my neighbors came by earlier when I was setting up. She's like, what are you doing? She was actually checking out the Oldsmobile, and I told her. So. But here you are.
Yeah.
It is
terrific.
Perfect.
Thank you.
455 horsepower, whenever you want it.
Wow.
Yeah. You got a full tank of gas with some ethanol mixed in the tank for extra power.
Okay.
So. I owe you a car wash, though. It's been raining a lot, so we'll get that done. Car washes are included in the warranty, too. So I'm really, you know.
Oh, wow.
It's a fantastic LegitStreetCars warranty. So.
It's the best one I've heard of.
So anyway, you guys will see the show, you know, on the channel, hopefully for it not breaking, but maybe for some other cool stuff that we do to it now that it's Papa D's. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the SHO series up until this point. If you did, give it a big thumbs up.
I certainly have.
Yes, he's watched them all. Share the videos with your friends and family. Subscribe if for some crazy reason you haven't already. And most importantly, have a fantastic day. We will see all of you and maybe Papa D in the next video.
Yeah. You know, I've always wanted a show.
I know.
Ever since they came out.
That's right.
You know, in the 80s.
Yeah. It only took a few decades, but.
Yeah, right. It only took over 30 years.
You got your show.
Yeah.
You guys see that corrugated tube up there? That's the oil feed line. You guys see that corrugated tube? That's the end. I mean, it's almost like this stuff is brand new. And I just dropped it on the ground. And did you know? And did you know that every O2 sensor, and did you know that every, like, that's your, where are the right tubes? Gotta have the right tubes for the job. Where? Sorry, Max, I thought I would find this in 2 seconds and I wouldn't have to turn off the old camera, But, oh, found it. But it didn't work out. So now we have wasted 4K footage. All right. The banjo bolts for the coolant lines are like torqued to like 1,000. The banjo bolts for the coolant hoses are. No, it's not. It's not gonna fall. I forgot to. It's not going anywhere. I totally forgot that here. I'll leave a link down below, and you know what? We're gonna do a 15% off sale too. It'll just be automatic. I'll leave a link down below, and you know what? Let's do a 15% off sale because why not? I'll leave a link for you guys. I'll leave a link to LegitStreetCars.com down below for you, and you know what? I'll leave a link to LegitStreetCars.com for you. All right, guys. I figured. All right. I'm never saying all right again. I've been scarred.
Good, it worked.